The day is finally here. HINMAN emails reveal 2018 speech on Ethereum drew input from multiple SEC officials. Ethereum kind of a highlight here, obviously within this Ripple SEC case, but magnifying what is happening to you and I in this crypto space as crypto holders, as people involved in this space. Everything, all the manipulation, the destruction that is happening, especially in recent weeks, it is all highlighted right here. We're going to dig into this story because there is so much going on right now and it reveals a lot. Hit the subscribe and like for me as we do this. I appreciate you. I want to start with this before we really look at even a couple clips that Stuart over here, the chief legal officer at Ripple, he put this video out, but there's a couple clips in here I really want to show you. But this really sums it up nicely. My biggest takeaway from these HINMAN emails is that it seems SEC officials who weighed in on the speech believe the goal was to provide market guidance and tried to write it in a way that would convey that. Now, HINMAN basically ignored those SEC officials, and he said what he said. Thus, in the Ripple case, the SEC lawyer's argument that the speech was solely HINMAN's opinion and not intended for market guidance could now be undermined. Wait until you see how clear it is that this was not just HINMAN's opinion. And so this is all, let me remind you, this is all within context of, here's Chair Gensler in 2018, Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, basically saying they're not securities. There's a clip of him. Here's a clip touting Algorand as a great technology. Algo, as you know, listed as a security in this recent complaint from the SEC. Here's another clip from Gensler back in 2021. The SEC does not have authority from Congress to regulate crypto exchanges. There is so much contradiction with what Gary Gensler and the SEC is doing right now, and it is extremely politically motivated. So this is the headline. A number of SEC officials deliberated about how clear the famous speech actually was about ETH status. A U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission official wanted to say that the agency did not see a need to regulate Ether as it was offered in 2018, read an email released Tuesday. I want to just show you these clips, and then I want to show you Brad Garlinghouse and his reaction here. Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple. Check this out. This is one clip. Look at this.
On June 4th, HINMAN wrote that he didn't see a, quote, need to regulate Ether as a security, and set up a call with Ethereum's co-founder, Vitalik Buterin, later that week to, quote, confirm our understanding. On June 11th, the SEC's own general...
Straight up, hopping on a call with Vitalik to confirm the understanding that Ethereum is not a security, right? So this is over a 4-minute video. There is so much in here. I'm trying to highlight a couple really, really big points. But look at this now. So this is all happening, and check out this clip from the video.
The SEC chairman himself pointed market participants to the speech.
This is Jay Clayton, SEC chairman at the time. SEC chairman pointing. You would think, right, for clarity, for guidance, for the industry. Look at this.
Bill HINMAN recently outlined the approach we take to evaluate whether a digital asset is a security, and I encourage you to take a look at Bill's speech, which is available on our website.
Are you starting just to very simply see how this is way bigger than just, and thankfully we have this Ripple SEC case. Thankfully we have the Ripple SEC case. But do you see how it's way bigger? Look at the direction things were going. Look at if the industry was supposed to just kind of assume anything in how to move forward with building a company, right? With launching a company, with innovating. This is the information that we had. Everything that I just showed in those 2 clips, not to mention we just looked at Gary Gensler back then, and obviously he wasn't chair then, but still that was information floating around. And now here we are, it's all being attacked. This is Brad Garlinghouse. It's absolutely unconscionable that a regulator, when presented with so much pushback on what he was about to say, how he compiled this fake test in the first place, decided to move forward anyway and throw an entire industry into chaos. Remember, the SEC, these people at the SEC were trying to guide HINMAN into a different direction. For the SEC to sue Chris and me personally for allegedly selling unregistered securities when their own division head deliberately created confusion about this? Well, I don't have a single polite word to describe this deplorable, politically motivated overreach. And it is, if it is not obvious by now, this is all political. Seeing the depth to which the SEC has essentially weaponized the lack of regulatory clarity through enforcement actions. Since this speech was given, it's no surprise that we can call bluff on their claims to just come in and register as nothing but in bad faith. We have to have some type of confidence in the legal system. I hope we can have confidence in the legal system at this point, because the case against the SEC at this point, it's just mounting more and more. And I think it's such a strong case against the SEC. Here's Paul Graywall, Chief Legal Officer at Coinbase, chiming in not very long ago, around 20 minutes ago, the regulatory gap. Look at this. Proof from the Hinman emails of what we've been saying to the Third Circuit, to Congress, and to the SEC itself, that the securities laws are incomplete when it comes to digital assets, that securities laws aren't meant to rule over all digital assets, and that many digital assets are not securities. And you can just see this is from everything going on right now. And look at this. I don't know if you can read this or not, but there likely are still people who have far more information. Buterin likely has far more information that retail purchasers of Ethereum. And you can just see with all the benefits to investors of registration, seems to point out what might be considered the regulatory gap that exists in this space. It was noted that there's a regulatory gap in crypto. There's need for that gap to be filled. There's need for clarity. And right now we're being told by Gary Gensler that everything's fine. We've had these rules in place for years. There's no gap, right? There, I'm not sure he said there's no gap specifically, but do you see the point here? And it's all coming together, everybody. And we have some brilliant minds in the space, Paul being one of them, Brad being one of them, Stuart being one of them. They're all fighting with all of this information, and the information continues to just build up and stack on top of each other as these cases go on. I really hope we get some clarity. There's so much more to this news. I'll post this article for you below. This kind of digs into it a little bit. I'm not going to read through the entire thing. I'll put the article below. I'll put some of these tweets below. I will definitely put this link to this tweet below with this full video. It's a great video released today by Stuart and Ripple, I guess you could say. So let me know your thoughts, everybody, in the comments below. We continue to move forward, and that's all we can do. And thankfully, we have people standing up, right, for the crypto space. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I will see you all in the next video. God bless.